Coming to you live from the top floor of the OBB Corporate Tower in downtown Coral Gables. You're listening to the top-rated American football podcast in countries that don't play American football. Ain't that some shit? These are the Orange Bowl Boys.
Brought to you by Ed Morse. Join the over 2 million people that are backed by Morse. Visit edmorse.com.
Here's Toast, Roman, and Scoop.
Welcome to the Mario era, chapter 58.
58 de Mario. There's nothing to do. There's nothing. Still no OC.
Good morning.
Happy Valentine's Day. Good morning.
Oh, it is Valentine's Day, yeah.
Valentine's? How about the
we've
people
had
who
this.
call
I
it
can't do this.
Valentine's?
We're not.
I can't do
not
this with
again.
you.
No. Who calls? I don't even know who called. I don't even know who calls that.
I will tell you this. I have someone in my family who does it. And, I mean, I've tried. What am I going to do? Right? And then I literally had a listing appointment the other day, and I'm standing in there, sweetest little lady. And she said Valentine's maybe 10 times.
Mm.
And it makes my skin crawl. Like, it really does bother me quite a bit. Yeah.
So, yeah, speaking of taking it the wrong way. So my son, right, and my daughter were in the car together. My daughter had like a practice. And I was like, hey, your one teammate, she put her RBF makeup on this morning, huh? To which my son replies, Dad, what's RBF? Rocket butt farts? I'm like, yes. Yes.
There you go.
Rocket butt farts. Oh, that's fantastic.
Cheers, man. Absolutely.
Let's go.
All right. So still no offensive core. Well, should we go down to Green Tree or anything else we got to hit first? I'm getting ahead of myself.
You know what? No, I'm going to save this for later.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll save it for 5 questions time.
Okay. All right. Then let's get our asses on down to Green Tree.
Line 72. Line 800. Go!
So the never-ending search for an offensive coordinator continues. Came up with a list of things that you could accomplish in the time Mario has taken to find a new OC.
Of course you have.
So here's some of the things, because it's basically been 90 days now. I mean, he knew Gaddis was going to be gone end of the season. So we have December, January, now we're into February. You could plant and harvest certain vegetables in 90 days.
Like long enough to eat them?
Long enough to eat them, yes. You could potty train a toddler in 90 days.
Oh, in 90 days.
So the Google machine said. You could research and write a master's thesis. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You could make a new friend or a new enemy.
Both. You could do both.
According to the Bible,
you could do that in like
create the universe.
90 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, in 7 days.
You could be become licensed to sell health insurance. Know that for a fact. Yeah, yeah. You could learn an easy language.
You could learn how to get by.
You could learn how to get by. Yeah, 100%.
For sure.
100%. A lot of things that you could do in the time it's taken Mario to
You could
interview
have an
everybody.
alien apocalypse.
You could have lots of balloons shot down over the country. Absolutely insane. What are we doing here, bro? Like, how hard is this? How difficult is this? Like, so here's the thing, man. Like last year, we praised him for being so deliberate in the OC hires, in the both coordinator hires, and he missed on both of them. Missed on both of them, right? So now he's taking an even longer time this year. Like, dude, this isn't rocket science. Just hire a fucking guy. Or a girl. Or them. I don't care.
Careful.
I don't care. He, she, or them. I don't give a shit. Just hire someone.
Honestly, at this point, March 4th. Spring ball happens in March 4th. It is February 14th. February, I don't know if people know this or not. This is an interesting fact, but February is one of those weird months that it doesn't actually have 30 days. So he loses 2 extra days by default of just the simple fact that February has 28 days, 14 days left in this month, and 4 days later, 18 days from now, you have spring ball. What kind of install is that going to be? I know it's spring. I know it's spring ball. I know it's stripped down. I know you run out the most vanilla kind of offense there is, especially in that spring game. But again, what kind of install is this? All right, guys, it just got off the plane. Apparently, I'm going to be calling plays in the scrimmage game. My name's Joe, and that's install number 1. All right, just run whatever the hell you want. I don't know. It's laughable at this point. It really is. It really, really is. You know, you look at it from a Sears perspective, though, and he patented a lot of his program off Saban. That's not how Saban does coordinators. That's not how he hires coordinators. He doesn't take that long. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
And like you said, Toast, if it was deliberate last year and got results, you could be deliberate this year. But we've said this, you know, whether it's 30 minutes or 30 seconds, if you go to the toilet and the same result is the same result, it's the same result.
However,
good, Scoopy.
He can't miss. Cannot miss on this one again. And that being the case, maybe he just simply doesn't care on how long it takes him. Because in his mind, in his beliefs, he's going to hire the guy. He cannot not hire the guy this time around. And he's not going to leave any stone unturned, and he's going to go about his business, and he's going to, when he makes that, okay, this is the one, he can't doubt it. I think it's nuts. Personally, I think it's comical at this point. I think it's absolutely nuts.
It is.
But I get it. If I were in that situation, there's no time. Maybe you do the same thing. Because again, you can't miss. So he has to be 1,000% confident. Okay, I'll bring it up. These interviews go both ways. We don't know, right? We say we tell you things we do know and whether we're speculating. Purely speculation. These interviews go both ways. We don't know if maybe he's offered this job to a person or two. And that person or two has decided maybe that's not the best fit for them. So we don't necessarily know the ins and outs of the length of time that it's taking, because maybe he's had a choice. Maybe that choice wasn't interested. We don't know. We don't know. There has to be other things involved here. There has to be. You think he wants to go into the third week of February, 2 weeks prior, the guy who has everything mapped out, and not have somebody to install the first practice in a comprehensive manner?
Listen, and you brought him up, bro, when you brought up how he likes to do things like Saban. And I understand that that's his mentor, that's where he learned, and that's where he's going to, try to dictate himself after what he saw Nick do firsthand at Alabama. But Nick can do this because Nick has the jewelry to back it up and to shut the fan base up and to say, hey, listen, let me do my freaking job. Kind of been doing this for a bit of. Mark doesn't have that. He didn't have any rings. Got a couple Pac-12s, but no natties. And so you don't get the the benefit of the doubt that someone like a Saban is going to get in the situation. Bro, you knew you were going to fire him at Thanksgiving. You know he was out the door. Scoop told you. It was an empty office. Nameplate was still on the door, but it was empty. You didn't even see him anywhere. So, I mean, 3 months? All the best names have come off the board. You've hired plenty from that we've seen that are totally qualified. Whether it's Dan Mullen or Dan Mullen's protege and Brian Johnson or the guy from Houston or whoever. You've talked to plenty of people who are qualified to have this gig. Just pick one, dude. Like, you're 20 days away from spring ball starting. Like, there's a perception. Perception is reality. I don't care what Mario thinks the perception is in his little bubble at the Heck Center. But outside of that, you got a head coach who failed on his first 2 coordinator hires, and right now is 20 days out from spring ball and has been trying to find an OC for 3 months and can't get it done.
He doesn't care, though.
Well, I don't care if he cares. It's the perception of recruits, of parents, of people, of the fan base.
And if he gets it right,
yeah, that's a big
matters.
if.
If he gets it,
he's never gotten it right here before.
I understand, but if he gets it right, none of that matters.
I got you. He's 0 for 2, though.
To me, the symbolism that I see, it's the guy that's about 15,000 feet off the ground. He's got to jump. You know, you got to skydive. You got to take a leap of faith. And he's been just.
He's got to push him out.
He's got both arms on the
out.
side of the door. Yeah.
I'm not jumping. And I'm like, everyone, just jump, Mario. Just jump. Just jump already, dude. Like, come on, you.
The fan base as a
real
collective
estate.
is
Like,
pushing him as hard as they can out that door.
and it's obvious. It's uber obvious at this point. There are going to be some guys who've probably declined or probably listened to what's been going on as far as what Mario's vision for the pro. It just doesn't feel like it was the best fit for them. Good, what have you. That could be painfully obvious. If Josh Gaddis had a mulligan, I promise you, he wouldn't have came to the University of Miami, became the offensive coordinator. His leap of faith was left blinded, and when he tried to pull his parachute, it didn't work.
Talk about a dude who has seen his career go off the edge. A year ago, this guy was getting a surprise video presenting him with the Broyles Award. And now, I don't even know if he's getting interviewed for janitorial gigs at athletics departments right now. It's insane.
No, it was painfully obvious, Toast, around 5-6 weeks into the season. I'd never used that word, doing all the students of the game. Student of the game. Hey, by the way, if you haven't checked it out, we put one up. It's on the Legend. It's also on YouTube, at the OBB Legend YouTube page. It's the Student of the Game Lance Guidry edition. It's doing some numbers, so people are definitely interested.
That's fun. Defense is exciting.
Go check that out. Yeah, it's a fun defense to watch. But, Toast, I called him a fraud. I said he's a fraud. I mean, like, this is fraudulent, and the proof in the pudding. And I said, all right, that is a bold claim. That is an indictment, probably the strongest indictment I've ever put on any coach I've ever seen. I've called him stubborn, vanilla, basic, inept, whatever, never fraudulent. And I said, you know what? The proof in my pudding is going to be you can't say something like that, but when he hasn't gotten hired to an offensive coordinator position, nowhere near the University of Miami Hurricane level, P5 level, then you kind of know those fraudulent claims were true.
And the reality is, damn well, since Thanksgiving into the New Year, whatever, he was looking. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's 3 months.
He was told to.
As Toast says, 90 days, still no gig. So, look, it's not even the fact that, I don't even know why we're talking about this guy. It's not even the fact that you're putting, stock in the fact that you watch, you look at the numbers from last year, and yada, yada. If you turn the film on, this is why I don't understand how he got hired. But the reality is that maybe he was calling the stuff. Mario thought he was calling the stuff. He wasn't calling the stuff. I mean, the guy at Alabama who's at Maryland who called him out and said, bro, that wasn't you. That was me. Flat out called him out and told him that, right? That was a whole thing a couple of years ago. Because if you put on the film, you see what Rose saw. Like, it's just gross. That's not how. Anyway, moving on. What do we got?
Well, so
we have no OC. That's what we have.
Well, no, we got no OC. So the latest name was the guy from University of Houston, I guess that's the name I saw yesterday. I guess the Brian Johnson thing from the Eagles isn't going to happen because that would have been announced already. And now the rumor is he's going to go to the Colts as their OC with the guy that just got hired there. I don't know. So it's like every day there's a new name. And as I said, it's a qualified name.
Yeah, I'll tell you
this. It just
this,
keeps going.
Part of what I was thinking about when I was mentioning maybe there's some other factors involved. I've seen this happen before, not in something like this, but I've seen this happen before in my line of work, which is you can run into situations where every move has some sort of reaction. This isn't chemistry or physics. Every move has some sort of reaction, right? And it all kind of trickles down. And then, like you just mentioned, right? So Brian Johnson is going to get hired as the OC. He was, the this and that. And then another coach goes here, and then that triggers this coach leaving there. I do believe, speculation, that might also play a factor in this. I think that there may be situations where it's a good fit. It's possible, but then something else opens up because something else opened up because something else opened up. Like, it's really kind of crazy domino effect. And we just happen to be like on the bottom rung.
Well, and also, we talk about buyouts and stuff and how Miami's, got money now. Well, listen, man, that's the thing. Look at Notre Dame. Notre Dame thought they had the Utah OC Ludwig, and I guess his buyout was $2 million. And apparently Notre Dame was like, yeah, we just can't get that done right now.
Right.
Well, but for whatever reason. So that's not happening. He's staying at Utah. So they let that get in the way.
And I was laying in bed last night. I read that and I thought to myself, man, that head coach must be pissed. Because obviously he wants Ludwig. He's the one who wanted Ludwig. He's the one who interviewed Ludwig. And he's the one who told the school, I want to hire Ludwig.
They had to know there was a buyout.
And the school says, $2 million, $2.8 million, whatever it was. No. This is Notre Dame, by the way.
Yeah.
Notre Dame, who basically tells the head coach, who they want to be successful, I'm assuming, we're not going to hire you. We're not going to pay the buyout for your guy.
So basically,
that is nuts.
Dude,
like, I would be fucking pissed.
That buyout had to be close to what Gaddis's buyout was.
Gaddis was 1 year.
Right, but still was about $2 million, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying,
it's $1 million more.
I'm just saying for Notre Dame to balk at that. It's like, what?
Right.
It's like Alabama saying, nah, we can't afford it. What do you mean you can't afford that?
That's what I'm saying. If it were somewhere else and they said no, the head coach is like, ugh, God, I tried. But like, you're at Notre Dame and you're going, hey, wait. No. I need you to do this.
Yeah.
This is my guy. And they go, no. Oh my God. What? Like, I would lose it. Are you kidding me? I know how much you have in the coffers. It's all under the gold guy up there.
It's all under touchdown Jesus.
Like, knock it off.
They got a $20 billion endowment.
I mean, that should be one of the first things you just start discussing if you're interested in somebody, what the actual buyout money and numbers are. Now, Mario does have a reputation.
Probably thinks it doesn't matter.
Now, Mario does have a reputation that when he brings in a lot of people, and I believe there's a lot of people who have interviewed for this position. It's not like somebody doesn't want it. I think some people have interviewed and Mario said no. And I think some individuals Mario wanted, he offered, and they said no. So I think that's where we are. But he does have a reputation of being like, hey, are you interested in the job? Yeah, I'm really interested. Click.
Well,
yeah, I'm interested. What does that mean? Whether you got offered the job or not, that's fine. Do you want to be the offensive coordinator? Of course I do. I wouldn't interview if I didn't. So, next thing you know, you see a lot of spin doctorship up on the internet because it's like, whether you was offered, that could have been the case with Kendall Briles last year. Are you interested? Yeah, I'm interested, Mario. And now Kendall's going back to Arkansas because he never was fully offered the job.
Well, I mean, but I've always been under the impression that there's back channels when you do stuff like this.
Of course.
And that you always reach out initially, hey, listen, if I go public with offering you a job, are you going to take this? Like to prevent you from getting egg on your face over and over again. Listen, it can still happen from time to time, but normally you've discussed this stuff in private before it goes public, and you pretty much know how it's going to fall. And it just doesn't seem like that's going on right. I don't know, man. It just seems like it's an absolute free-for-all. I mean, hopefully Mario's in total control of this. I mean, that's where the faith's got to be. But bro, like, just come on, just pull the trigger.
Yeah, jump,
Yes,
Mario.
Like, the plane's got to land soon, bro. We're running out of fuel.
We're gonna miss the mark.
Right?
We're gonna miss the mark.
Oh man. So what else you guys want to talk about?
Beginning of this.
Yeah.
Something I want to say at the beginning of this, and I don't mean to bring this show down in any way,
God.
shape, or form, but I do want to give send our thoughts out to, I wasn't going to say, well, I just thought of the Michigan State thing, but today is the anniversary of
MSD.
Marjorie Stoneman Douglas in Parkland.
5 years?
And I think it's 6.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know. I'd have to look. Maybe I'm wrong. All I know is it's today.
Yeah, it is.
And it's a quite a somber mood up here. Always is. But to everyone who's, I've said this before, hold the door for people. Be kind to people. You never know, if you don't know who they are in the community, whatever, how they may have been affected by that, right? Because they're your neighbors. So our thoughts out to the to the victims and their families and everybody else in the area.
5 years ago.
5 years, yeah. So yeah, it's wild stuff. I remember it like it was brutal.
Yep.
So and speaking of holding doors for people, to bring this back to be a little bit lighter, if I hold the door for you and you don't say thank you on a normal day, and then I hold the door for you again, because it's a double door, right? It's a door and then into a thing and then another door, and you don't say, you look right at me and walk in, I promise you, I will say you're welcome. And if you have a problem with it, it's your problem, not mine.
So you got to take it a step further.
I do it all the time because these people are assholes. And it happened to me the other day. This woman, swear to God, opened the door, looked right at me, walked in. I actually held the door. She was like 20 feet away from me. And I held the door for her. Walked in, opened the door, the next door. She looks at me and walks right past me. And I said, "You're welcome." That's twice now. Literally.
And then what did she do?
She just turned around and just kept walking.
How old was she?
50.
Okay.
55. I will say this. I'm almost 50. For the gentleman who thinks that Roe is, or I'm the youngest on the show, right? I don't know if you saw that the other day.
I did not.
Oh, I did.
Yeah. So the whole thing was, it was funny, something going on. I don't know what we were talking. Roller derby. We're talking about roller derby. And
look at his beard. I mean, look
this
at
gentleman assumed that I was the youngest on the show, that the two of you were much older than me. So, as to state it, I'm almost 50, and she may have been 50, and there's a 30-year difference in appearance. But I'm guessing 50-ish. But God Almighty, that drives me crazy, man. I'm trying to be nice. Like, I don't have to be. But it's innate for me to hold the door for your sorry ass.
So I see this conversation, and you understand where she's coming from. She's probably like, I didn't need you to hold the door
I know
for
exactly where it came from. I just didn't want to say it.
So when you said, I'm literally narrating this in my mind, what I would do, and then after the second door hold, I'm like, yeah, you just say, you're welcome, right? And then you wait for their response, which if she took the realm of, I didn't ask you for the open the door, and I'm like, you know what? This is my response in light of her response. I'd be like, you're absolutely right. So I'm going to need you to do a favor. Leave and go back outside so I could shut the door and you could do it yourself. And then walk back
There you
in.
go.
So you will essentially be such a gentleman because you've held the door for her now 4 times because you got to hold the 2 for you. I would gladly stay there and waste another 20 seconds of my life. But let them
I'm
go.
with you. I'm with you.
You're 1,000%, ma'am. I didn't need to hold the door. And then the ladies want to know why chivalry is dead. But it's not just the ladies too, because if it's an old guy too, I'm going to hold the door for him. See, I had a pleasant experience, Scoop. While you had that one, I held for an elderly couple. Both of them. Why? Thank you so much, young man.
It's so
and
nice,
I'm like,
isn't it?
That's that. And when you walk across the street, and you let somebody go by and you put your hand up. It takes 2 seconds
And
to
they
go
wave.
like this.
It's incredible how easy it is to be nice to people.
No, last time that I held a door open for someone, which was like a week and a half ago, they totally said nice. It was actually I was holding the door open at a Mexican restaurant at a food court in Vero.
Taco Bell. Oh my god!
They made chalupa.
In the
You have too much. You have too much Taco Bell. You'll have some rocket butt farts.
Oh God! All right, all right, so we've got what? 18 days before spring ball?
18 days.
So I mean, come on now. It's Tuesday morning. We're recording this live. It's 9:30 in the morning. So like this week, it's got to come down, right? By Friday?
You would assume.
No, you think?
I don't know. I said it 2 weeks
what
ago.
if it's a thing like where this like spring ball, it's like it's a reward for like season ticket holders and big donors. Like each day is a different person in charge based on their
Those
history
calls
of
keep
givings.
Yeah, those calls keep happening though. Multiple calls for a renewal of season tickets.
Oh,
So
dude.
that call keeps
The
happening.
emails, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I haven't
Jesus
renewed,
Christ.
bro. We haven't renewed.
I mean,
Really
in the end, last year before Mario was even a realm of possibility, everybody wanted Mario. The consensus, a few people wanted Lane Kiffin a little bit more. If you would say, hey, yes, but the cost of doing business is he has this really, really bad habit of taking a long time to take off, we still would have took him.
Of course.
In a
But then
heartbeat.
you also don't think it's going to happen twice every year either.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
And maybe this is the reason why it's taking so long.
But the defensive coordinator didn't. That's
Well,
what's
but
so
here's my
confusing.
thing.
Go ahead.
I
Because
don't
we've been
disagree
talking
with
about
that
this.
either.
Because we've been talking about Mario's offense, right? And the 3 yards of dust and the ground and pound in this day and age of the spread and all that stuff, right? So we know that, what was it, like 10 years ago, Nick Saban was in the same boat. Offense had gotten stale. He needed to bust out of what he had known and make a drastic change offensively. And he did so by hiring Lane Kiffin. Said, Lane, come in here and change, get this thing modern. And it worked out. It friggin' worked out. I'm wondering if Mario is at that point right now where he has always believed in a certain offense in his soul. Deep down in, this is what football's about. And he's now realizing that I have to change it. And that's like, it's basically like selling out one of your kids, right? Because that's all you've known. And so there is just an intense debate going on in his head about which direction to go. Is that what's making it taking it so long?
Good leaders change.
Right.
They change
But it can
with the
take time. No.
It take time for what?
I'm trying to.
Every person mentioned. Think about this. Every person mentioned publicly, which if it's public, he's not the guy. Every person mentioned is tempo, spread, air raid, power spread. They're all cut from the same cloth, which is today's modern football. That's the reality. So of course he's going to make a change. He's not going to go. There's no way. I think that's unless like we said, they're all the guys being named, and then he goes out and he hires Paul Johnson, which man,
that would be
renew in
awesome.
a heartbeat. I would renew my season
Dude.
tickets, and I'd pay triple.
Like,
No,
that
for
would be
the triple
phenomenal.
option. I would.
Oh,
No way.
You imagine the fan base? The news conference? Oh,
I would bring
God.
in.
Oh,
I'm serious.
we'd go down there live for it.
100%. I'd go to everything.
I'd bring down Paul Johnson just to be my red zone coordinator. I'm like, we're going to run the triple option once we get inside the 10 because you can't stop it.
Oh,
Into 20 is into 10s. Come on, Paul. You're going to be my red zone coordinator. He calls like 4 plays. He just does
Yes,
numbers
these
from the
guys-
sideline.
dude,
Hey,
these
they
guys
can know
index
I'm
card,
running play
bro.
number 1. They can't stop it. Oh my goodness. And D'Onofrio's still playing his guys in the
So
back
no,
of
I
the end
don't.
zone.
I don't think it's because I think he knows. It's not like he's debating. Okay, I've got these 2 guys or these 4 guys. 2 of them run this, 2 of them run this, and I don't know which way I want to go. Which way do I go? Flip a coin. I mean, no,
Jump.
it's impossible.
But I feel I'm optimistic off the defensive coordinator hire because that isn't your traditional cut of the cloth kind of defense. I mean, it is innovative.
It really is.
It's a little different. It really is. That is not something I've seen. What we played against. People stand up defenders, but not at the high clip that they do. I mean, basically his defensive ends are linebackers. His linebackers are like safeties, so he puts a lot more speed on the field. Miami has the capability of running. It is an innovative thing. We joked around. It's probably the most innovative thing Miami's done since Dennis Erickson's single back offense, which was, revolutionary at the time. It is a creative defense. I'm really digging it. I really, really am. Not a fraud. I can tell you that.
Listen, he could have kept it simple. He had the easy, simple hire already in house. He could have promoted Charlie, had the same old defense, and everyone would have been like, okay, whatever, No, he wouldn't have gotten destroyed for it because Charlie has the CV for the gig. But yeah, it would have been the same old thing.
True. That's true. But he stepped outside.
He stepped out. He didn't even interview Charlie. It almost seemed like Charlie was offended that he didn't he wasn't even involved in the process.
So. I mean, he had the co-title, right? So you think.
Yeah, reports that he's not going to be here, but still haven't seen it official that he's left. At least I haven't.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Well, they do things a little slow down there.
There was a great victory by the men's hoops team last night. So, I mean, you're 3 weeks away from March Madness. You're battling Pittsburgh and who is it? Virginia at the top of the conference, and you're going to Chapel Hill, a team that is on the bubble, and they need every single win to try to get into the tourney. And you went up there, man, and you got it done 87-2. They opened up the second half with like a 15-2 run. Nice. Jimmy L's got the boys playing well right now. Nigel Pack earning that money all of a sudden.
Yeah, well, the lights are on, right?
Yes.
Look, they're playing the best basketball currently.
Yep.
And that's what you need. You need a team. Look, the teams that are hot going into the tournament usually play well and continue that streak. And they are really ramping up their play lately, and it's showing, man. It's awesome. Go to Clemson, beat that. Clemson was undefeated at home, beat them. I can't remember the other one.
Duke.
That was 11-1. Was it Duke there? Went up, beat. I mean, it's good. It's exciting.
They won 5 in a row. So, yeah, I got 4 games left, I believe, before the tourney. The ACC tournament starts, but they're battling for that number 1 seed. And, the ladies are also playing well. And then this weekend, man, baseball. Penn State's going to be in town.
I still think we still got to figure out how to get a OBB shake.
Yeah.
Like a hint of orange in it.
Well, we have...
they have a creamsicle, I think.
Our dude, Tony Valdez, will be covering the baseball team for OBB Legend this season. He'll be down there this weekend, so very excited to be able to bring you guys some in-depth coverage of the squad as they get ready to go. Listen, man, this is first year with Gino on the new contract, so there's no job security questions or anything like that out there. He's securing his gig. Listen, it's Omaha or bust, right? It's Omaha or bust.
Every
year.
Every year. I think what?
Top 5?
15-ish, I think.
No.
Was it?
They're top 10 in one and top 20 in the other.
Okay.
There's like perfect.
There's like 87 baseball polls.
Yes, pretty much. A lot more than football.
But yeah, no, we got to get down there. We got to get down there for a game. Absolutely,
great. Love to take the boy.
All right, before we get into 5 questions and stuff, there is a little football news we got to discuss. Well, first of all, there was the Super Bowl, but also we now have news. Texas and Oklahoma, this is their final year in the Big 12. They will move into the SEC a year early in 2024. And did you see who the Pac-12 is looking at for expansion? SMU.
Huh.
Yeah, good for them.
Good
for them.
Miami Central.
There you go. So, yeah,
hey, maybe the Pac-12 should look at Miami Central.
Right?
They're pretty good.
I don't know. Maybe the Big 12 should look at Miami.
Big 10. I think we should go to the Big 10.
I think we should go somewhere because the ACC is going to be dead, I'm thinking, in a few years. But we'll see.
Oh, yeah.
Big Ten's the direction. We've said everyone's like, oh, they'll go to the SEC. I don't go to the SEC. Knock it off.
It's going to be the American League, and it's going to be the National.
Yeah.
That's what's
go to the Big
American
10.
League,
There's
SEC,
plenty of
Big 10.
You got Southern Cal going to the Big 10. You got Ohio State in the Big 10. Good. You could have some good games with Michigan and Michigan State. Like, absolutely.
Hey, good job by the Pac-12 getting Deion. So maybe Colorado turns into something and gives them a little bump there.
RBF.
That's gonna be a bad first season for Mr. Primetime. Welcome to the big boys.
So, what did you guys think of the Super Bowl? All right, let me ask you this: Did you watch?
Yeah, really good game.
Did you watch the end? What do you think about the holding call on to give them the first down?
That's weak.
It was weak.
Listen, but I had a different spin on it and a different take on it, and I put it online. At what point are the college, or not even just the college, pro, high school, these guys coach their DBs to do that?
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have the wherewithal as a coach in that moment, listen, don't grab them. Put your hands on them. Don't grab them. We are in a particular part of the game where we can't afford the penalty. They go either way. By the letter of the law, it is a penalty. It is a penalty. Mm-hmm. They just let them get away with it so long. That's on you guys. You taught that. You taught him to do that. So when he gets busted on it, yes, is it a weak call? Sure, because we've allowed it to happen. Is it the right call? It's still the right call. By the book, it's the right call. And that's when I appreciate hockey more than football, because hockey, they'll put the whistle in the pocket, and basically you have to be dead or bleeding to call a penalty, especially when the game's on the line. NFL's not like that, right? NFL's not like that. It's just if the ref has a wild hair up his ass, he's going to call it. But we need to start, you need to start taking ownership, you DB coaches, because you're cheating bastards. You've literally taught them how to cheat over and over and over, and now we're just like, oh, he didn't cheat. What? You know what? He cheated good enough. That's what you're saying. He cheated good enough, and he shouldn't have got flagged.
No,
it was a flag.
The problem is everybody knows that. Everybody's aware of that. But that particular play, that particular hold, that particular grab happened. How many plays were there in the Super Bowl? 80% of the time, right?
It's always that one.
So if there's 50, it's called 120 plays. Pure speculation. 80% of the time, somebody's holding somebody in a situation like that. But you call it there, like you don't call it, but you call it there. Like that's the part to me that is just flat out dumb. Like you as why would you call? You haven't called it the entire game. You've watched it. You stood at it. You stared at it. You just looked at it. Never called it. But now you're going to call it? No.
Yeah.
No. That's the part to me that is beyond.
So, Ro, for me, it's the opposite of hockey, because they kept their whistle in the pocket the entire game and then decided to pull it out in the last 60 seconds.
Except for that.
It's like, wait, hold on a second. And I'll be honest, it was fitting, because in this year in which the fan base has just been destroying NFL officiating with late hit on quarterback calls and all that stuff, it's fitting that the Super Bowl is decided by a dumbass call like that. Like, I mean, seriously. Goodell can say the officiating is the best it's ever been. You are so full of shit, bro. Make these guys full time and also under the age of 50. I think the officials should be like in their 30s so they can keep up with these guys.
It is one of the worst officiated sports in America. I would say basketball is number one. Yeah. It's brutal to watch. It's so speculative at best. It's so ticky-tack. And football is nipping on its heels. As much as baseball, right? And they have umpires who legitimately have a subjective strike zone. It could be good. It could be bad on certain days. Angel Hernandez is always bad. It's still so much better officiated than football for what you just mentioned. For this, one of the biggest games in the world, biggest moment in sports, and it's a ticky-tack. It's a penalty, and that's what Roger Goodell's going to hold his hat on. It was a penalty by the rules. It was a penalty by the rules. But everybody, when you take the grand scheme of it, I'm like, dude, they do this every play, and it doesn't mean that it gets penalized every play. So they need to fix these rules, because there's so many stupid rules in football.
Well, see here, that's the thing. You reference baseball and how it's the best officiated.
I think hockey is
football.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I agree. It's also so much simpler.
Yes.
There's only so many things that you're getting officiated on. Strike zones, yes. Subjective, sure. But they've implemented, if it's egregious, they can go back and look at it. So it's so simple. The rules are so easy to officiate. Safe, not safe. Now they've got it. Well, if you call him out and they look at it and he's safe, he's safe. It's safe, not safe. There's no
Subjectivity.
There's no variance.
Right.
There's no
gray
variable
area.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
It's black and white.
Yeah.
It's foul or not foul. So it's so difficult. Football's got so many BS nonsense rules that are so subjective. You can't even when you go back and review it, it's gray. It's not black or white. It's 100% gray. And then you have to go with what side's it leaning on. It's wild stuff.
And I'll tell you what.
And can we talk about this?
Stop.
Sneak
Well, hold on.
But
nonsense?
then there's subjective area. But that's why I got so pissed about the coaches. Stop grabbing the wide receivers. Don't grab them. Stop grabbing them. Stop turning them.
They can't. They'd always
Because they're
be open.
taught that way. Because they're taught that way. It's still illegal. They allow them to do it. So then if they are allowed to do it, then the NFL needs to be, that's now legal. You can grab them. You simply can't turn them, which I didn't think happened. And they leave it to be subjective. They can make it an objective rule, or they can outlaw it in its entirety, and nobody has to question it. You know, you did this helmet-to-helmet bullshit, and even though that there's subjectivity in that, to me, it never made sense. An offensive guy lowers his head, and then that's what initiated the helmet-to-helmet contact. But let's get it on the defensive guy. What the fuck do you want the defensive guy to do? And now you got this bullshit call, because you're not allowed to touch him at all. But we allow them to touch him on every play.
Right.
So stupid.
I know.
And Roger Goodell's gonna. Well, it's in the rule book. Yeah, but you're gonna get a film, right? I'll tell you this right now. Out of the 60 pass plays, and there's probably like 4 DBs, 240 times a DB was putting his hands on somebody, and probably 239 other times they didn't call a penalty. But when it gets called, Roger Goodell can shield himself. Oh, it was flagrant. You dick. He looks like a dick. He looks like RBF. He does. In both cases, because he's just a pent-up rocket butterfly. Just let it go, dude. Smug bastard.
Oh, God.
What do you think? What do you think of the QB sneak bullshit?
What, the getting pushed from behind thing?
Yeah. It's rugby.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Go back to making that illegal. Talk about rules.
Mm-hmm.
That's a rule that I actually want to go back to being illegal. Because and some guy tweets at me, well, what are you talking about? It worked 100% it works 100% of the time. You prove my point. That's the point. You can't stop that nonsense. Literally.
The only way that you're going to stop it,
you can't stop it.
the only way that you're going to be able to stop it, there's going to be a defensive guy, and he's got to go from the other side. He's got to launch himself like a human projectile, right?
Like flip over and try to like somersault. What do you call that? Where you somersault?
And then the
underneath.
player safety committee is going to get involved, and then it's going to get outlawed. Watch. Because yes, you're right. Unless they're like, hey, it should be a situation where here's how we fix it. If you're going to do that play, you're going to announce you're going to do that play,
and only that play.
and only that play.
Cannot run something else, and then
So now
everybody can be inside.
So then the defense can now turn it into a rugby play.
Yeah.
It could be kind of exciting, but
That would be
announce.
exciting.
Yes,
I'm
tug of
not going
war.
to disagree with
Yeah.
that.
It's tug of war.
But you cannot run something else. We're going to run this, and everyone can be on the line.
And that's how we didn't outlaw it. We just said that you have to announce it. On this play, the Philadelphia Eagles are going to push the quarterback from behind. Game on.
And then it's a scrum. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
We'll turn it into rugby for the next
Yeah.
10 seconds. All right.
Beautiful.
There you go. Fixed. Next. We can fix all the rules real fast.
Got to thank our good buddy Teddy Morse, edmorse.com, the Ed Morse Automotive Group, also Teddy Morse's Daytona Harley Davidson. If you're looking for 2 wheels, looking for 4 wheels, that is where you need to go. You need to frequent our crew at edmorse.com, the price protection promise. They have been satisfying millions of South Floridians and now across the nation with all of their brands and everything. So check them out at edmorse.com. We are eternally grateful for the whole crew over there. And make sure you get backed by Morse.
Yes. Get backed by Morse. And then go ahead, and that money that you save, see this nice little hoodie? Got this from Caneswear. See this hat? I got this from Caneswear too. I love this, especially this time, a little chill in the air, a little nip. Got my Canes hoodie. Go to Caneswear. They'll hook you up. You know where they are. Caneswear.
Yeah, that'd be University Drive, Davie, right there. Shops at Arrowhead, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And this setup that I have was over $99. So when they shipped it to my house, fastest shipping in the West. And no shipping costs anything over $99.
So made my nephew very happy over the weekend because I brought him some Manscaped product. He is now at high school and doing athletics and need to have body wash and stuff that you leave there, all the great Manscaped stuff. So yeah, so listen, it's co-ed, man. He's got to smell good for the ladies. He's a high school. Yeah. He's talent, man. He loves the Manscaped stuff, bro.
Yeah, and today is Valentine's Day. Ladies, ladies, you've been with that guy for a little while too, and you're running out of gift ideas. Listen, he doesn't want a teddy bear or flowers, even the card, whatever. You know what he wants? He wants nice, clean-shaven balls.
Well, and you want that
and
too.
So do you.
That's what you want.
And so do you. You stole my thunder, and so do you. It's a double-edged gift. You'll like it. He'll like it.
The last thing a woman wants is to put her hand down there and feel a tumbleweed. Okay, just stop. Clean yourself up.
Yeah.
I mean, look, Scoop's bald as hell down there. He hasn't had a hair down there in 20 years.
Oh, yeah. It's also true. He was manscaping before manscaping was a thing.
That's true, man. I should have been
the manscaper.
Yeah. I should have come up with this many years ago. Yeah.
Oh, God. Listen, our boy is still kicking ass in some bets there, Scoopy. The free plays.
He always
he's
does.
doing
I can't
everything.
wait for March Madness.
I know he's going to slay.
Can't wait for March.
He'll have his own package for March Madness.
And golf obviously still cranking up. You got the Genesis this week. Tiger is playing at his tournament out at the Riv, as Rom calls it, Riviera. And then the week after that is the Honda in Palm Beach Gardens at PGA National. You can go watch our boy. You can go watch Novak. He'll be down for the Honda.
We should have him on.
We should have him on next week.
We should, 100%.
Well,
if you can. Doing the morning thing, he might not work for him.
Yeah, no, it probably won't work because he'll be. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll talk to him. But yeah, so beatingthebookie.com is where you get all the packages. You get the golf. Now, remember, the tournaments start on Thursday. And so the packages are available until Thursday morning. Get them by Wednesday night in case you wake up late and then you miss it and then you miss the whole weekend. Because he doesn't, you can't go in and buy for the last two rounds, right? It's for the entire week. Beating the Bookie on Instagram, Twitter, TikToks, giving out the free plays, crushing on the free plays on his site. Actually, the free play is one per day on his site. beatingthebookie.com.
And once you get those bets, if you want to go ahead and make some money, you need a place to place those bets. Only one place to go, and that is DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now and use promo code TPPN. Now, check this out. You make your first deposit and get a risk-free bet up to $1,000. That's promo code TPPN only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details.
And admit it.
All right, gentlemen, should we do some 5 questions? Oh, wait, hold on, Scoop.
Yeah.
Did you have something you wanted to bring up before 5 questions or during 5 questions?
Or did he bring it up already?
He mentioned it at the start of the show.
I'm going to ask. I'll ask a question.
Oh, all right. Then we're going to start off 5 questions, and Scoop's going to lead it off.
Questions.
All right. Give it to us, Scoopy.
The best color guy, because I know there's a lot of talk about Olsen and then Brady's going to come in and take his gig, and the best color guy in any sport. I know we've talked about the best announcer, the best color guy in any sport, and I have to tell you, I have a new one, and I cannot believe that it hasn't been this guy all along, and I'll tell you why, but you guys first.
I mean, there's a few for me. Some that are really good, some that are kind of cartoony, and I enjoy them. An example, college basketball. I am always going to be a huge fan of Bill Raftery and just what he brings to a broadcast. Man, the best analyst. Oof. I don't know, Ro, who you got?
Hey, let's just do an OBB alumni. Dan Orlovsky's damn good.
There you go. Yeah. Orlovsky's excellent. Oh, man. Oh, you know what? Who's the Irish guy that does the golf? Has his own show on NBC with the goatee.
Yeah, David
Faraday.
He's great. He left for Live.
Yeah, he left for a live. Yeah, he left for live.
He is incredible.
He is. Yeah. I don't know who do you have? Who's your name?
I'll give you mine.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Jerry the King Lawler.
Oh well, I mean, dude, he just had a stroke or something.
He did.
Yeah.
He did. Apparently, full recovery.
Okay, good.
But I have, and this is why I bring it up, because obviously he gets overshadowed by Jim Ross, who is exquisite. But Jerry Lawler, so I've watched on TikTok lately. I'll scroll through, and for some reason, I'm watching some of the interviews. So Stone Cold Steve Austin has his own show, and he's interviewing The Undertaker now, and he's done a lot of interviews. And I love to hear the stories behind these old school wrestlers. And they talk about certain matches and talk about what things were going on, yada, yada. So there's a lot of wrestling stuff that comes through my timeline now and there, right? So this morning, and it's funny because you hear him talk, whatever. This morning, there was something about how they introduced Kane, and he was introduced to the Undertaker's brother, and that whole thing, right? So Kane, they're doing the Royal Rumble, and Kane's out there just beating everybody's ass, and the Honky Tonk Man comes in. Honky Tonk Man. And Kane takes his guitar and he smashes it over the Honky Tonk Man's head. And Jerry the King Lawler says, "Oh my God, King's a music hater." What? Bro, I watched it 15 times. I couldn't stop laughing.
The 90s.
And I'm like, he does this all the time.
The 90s wrestling account. The 90s wrestling account on Twitter, if you don't follow, is probably the best to follow on Twitter. I don't even think it's close. The
stuff on TikTok,
they
blows
never
Twitter
miss. They never miss a tweet. Ever.
Dude, if you want, so Jerry the King Lawler, before he became, a great analyst and he was a wrestler, but if you go back, he's the wrestler that did the bit with Andy Kaufman.
He beat up Andy Kaufman.
Yeah, and it was all the whole thing with Letterman show and everything. You go back and watch those clips. But I mean, so Jerry Lawler has been entertaining and performing for the masses for a long ass time, dude, and he is phenomenal. He's one of the best.
He's a music hater.
Oh, he'd walk out with that crown on. It was in the scepter, in the robe.
Yeah, so good. And then his little blue tights.
Yes, little blue tights.
Blue boots.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, so let's knock off some five. That was question number 1. Question number 2. What is the best fast food restaurant?
Chick-fil-A.
I will. I love Chick-fil-A, but I knew someone would say that, so I'll go with a different one.
They totally. So they were voted like the #1 fast food chain. they added Wendy's. They were like, "Yeah, imagine if we were actually open on Sundays, but we have to give a restaurant like Wendy's a chance, right?" And I don't know if this is Photoshop, but it's damn funny. The only thing that gets away with the good story is the facts. But Wendy's replied, "Your mom's a whore." Okay, we're crossing lines today.
Oh, Wendy's is great.
Wendy's social media account is definitely the best.
Yeah. This is fast food. It's fast enough. I would say Shake Shack.
Okay. All right. I'm going for one that is new to South Florida. I'm going Culver's.
Huh?
Culver's. So Culver's is a Midwest hamburger shop, and with like buttered rolls. And they just opened
fast
one.
Food?
Yeah, they just opened one in Pompano, Coral Springs, Pompano area, and it's freaking phenomenal, dude. Phenomenal. So good.
Really?
Oh my God, so damn good, bro. So good.
It's not big. There's no chance it's better than a Shake Shack.
Oh, sure, 100%, 100%.
No,
dude,
no way,
bro. People,
impossible.
The folks in the Midwest, they know good burgers. They know good burgers. This is their spot. This is their in and out.
No way. No way.
Culver's,
No way.
yeah. Oh, phenomenal. All right, Who's got another question?
got-
That was two. That's two. That's
do.
two.
Number 3.
I'm gonna have to try it.
Yes.
Do you guys have?
I'm gonna try it. And I'm gonna give you.
Good. You try
a
it
real
this week.
Review.
Good.
All right. Do you guys have a comfort YouTuber?
Yes.
Huh?
A comfort food, somebody you watch, just like a comfort YouTuber, somebody
Yeah.
you just watch.
I don't watch anything on YouTube.
I enjoyed
Okay, he's out.
Dr. Disrespect.
Dr. Disrespect.
Yep.
I like Ryan Arion's Screen Rant.
All right.
He's funny. He's got his little dog, and he can't help every single video. And this clip right here, this is an Easter egg. This one involves your mom. Every single time. He makes me laugh, that guy. All right. Way to go, Scoop.
I don't watch YouTube.
All right, what's your favorite comfort TikToker? I'll amend the question for you.
Yeah. Or Instagrammer.
Well, I think because it's like content wise, like it's got to be. I don't think it's IG. I mean, it's got to be something on TikTok, but I don't watch it enough to know.
Well, you better watch it now because
mean-
we're going to ban that shit.
The fuck your kids lady is brilliantly funny. Fuck those kids. You ever seen her?
Mm-mm.
Oh my God. She very pretty. She's probably 40, mid 40s. She's got a few kids, and she'll go on there and just rant about these children and the stupid shit they're doing. And it's FTK. I think it's fuck those kids. It's like her thing. It's very funny. I don't know if it's a comfort thing, but she's funny.
Okay, that's comfort. I got another one, Toasty, if you want.
Yeah, go.
What are your thoughts on fighting in hockey?
Love it. I love it. Got no problem with fighting in hockey. No problem. I love the fact that the
Yeah, it's part of
officials
the
like
game.
get away from them,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
the
part of the
officials
game.
wait for that
Let it
moment
go.
when they can bust in. And yeah, I love it. Yeah,
Zero problems with it.
yeah.
We have such
Bro.
toxic masculinity.
Do you realize the
It's
skill
just part of it.
involved? The
It's
skill
best.
involved.
Like they're pissed. And they know it. The refs know it too, because they can sense it. Like they start looking
Oh,
at
yeah.
each other. And there's nothing better than a face-off, right?
Yeah.
The ref's there. He drops the puck.
They
and
drop
as
the
soon as
gloves.
He drops the puck.
Drop the gloves.
They
Yeah.
drop the gloves. And he's like, all right,
Let's go.
And they all just like get around and they just wait for that first person to fall and hit the ground, and then they just jump in. It is the best, and it's regular. Never outlaw hockey. The fact that you could do it like in NHL '96 was the best ever. Like just trying to pick fights like crazy just so you could fight.
You want to know how important it is to today's sports world? It hasn't been canceled yet.
Yeah.
Listen.
Don't cancel fighting in hockey.
These are big men. They're fighting on ice skates.
on skates.
On fucking ice skates, dude. Like, hello.
What strength it takes for that?
Right? It should be a sport on its own. Forget about the slap thing with Dana White. It should be friggin' ice hockey fighting.
You know what we should do? We should get Jerry Lawler to go
Right?
ahead and color commentate.
He will.
That would be the best.
Oh, Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler calling that? Oh, stop.
Oh, the puck just dropped. Oh, he hit him. He's not a music lover or a hockey lover.
Oh, my God. All right. Last one. Right? This is number 5?
Yeah.
All right. What's the one song that would wake you up from a coma to turn off? You're in a coma, and this one song comes on, and like, yeah, fuck that. You wake up and you shut that shit off. And you go back into your coma.
I think the band's called Tubbawumba.
Tub thumping?
Down song. Yeah, I get knocked down song.
Yeah.
I'm shutting that off, and I'm like, I get knocked down.
Okay.
I'm going right back down.
All right.
Ugh, that song's gross.
Mine is going to go back to the early days of this podcast. Fucking Baby Shark.
Oh my God.
Baby Shark.
That was fun. That was real. That was a good time. That was some randomness.
Yeah.
God almighty, I can remember that. Yeah, I'll man, this is going to be controversial for sure. But this is the cold hard truth.
Oh boy.
Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Jesus.
Turn that shit off.
Wow.
It's amazing to me when you actually listen to that song how you have zero clue half the time what that guy's even saying.
Oh God, no, of course not. Yeah, just making noises. Yeah.
It is so bad to my brain, bro. Like
You
I
hate that fucking band.
I hate it.
That's one
I
of the reasons
do.
why we got along so
I
well. We
know.
started doing covers when we first. I'm like, hey, and I was like, listen, I got one rule. He's like, what? I was like, I never want to cover Nirvana. He's, me too. All right, we'll be just fine. Hate this band.
All right. There's an episode. I like the morning thing.
Yeah. It's good.
CC. All right, so we'll get back with it. We'll see you guys next week. Hopefully, we have an OC at that stage. What do we want to name this thing, boys?
18 days.
18 days. I
Rocket.
like 18 days.
Rocket butt farts.
Rocket butt farts. That's better.
Want to go with rocket butt farts?
Yeah.
All
At least I could show.
RBF.
I could show my son. Like, hey, look at what we named our episode.
RBF. Let's just do
RBF.
RBF.
Let's do RBF.
RBF is good.
Yeah.
Because it's multiple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes.
All right.
Tell
then.
Franco that it's his. We just have to keep it a little clean.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Well, I hope everyone has a great rest of their week. And listen, get down to the light this weekend for the kickoff of the baseball season. And we gotta get some shakes, man. Gotta get some shakes. Until next time, go Canes!
Bang.
That's another episode in the books. The Orange Bowl Boys are brought to you by Ed Morse Automotive Group. Visit edmorse.com.